Welcome to pattern making class. This is Annette Julie, and today we are working on a skirt design. Please watch my prior videos on how to make a skirt block with the front and the back, the pegged hem, mermaid hem, and high-low. Now we're going to work on making pleats that we could use as a bustle. So please go ahead and draw a bottom hemline, and let's make lines 1 inch apart going across our piece of pattern paper, and we're going to make a type of pleat that's called a knife pleat. And you can have as much length as you would like for this. And we're going to draw lines going across one inch apart, and I'm using marking paper, so we already have a little bit of a graph system to work with our numeric marking paper. So we're drawing parallel lines 1 inch apart, and then we're going to fold them and turn them into a knife pleat. A knife pleat goes one direction. I'm using a 2 by 18 inch clear plastic ruler used for pattern making. Other types of drafting. I feel like we have enough lines for now to start with. So we're going to go ahead and start at one side. And we're going to crease that line, crease the line that's now underneath, and we have formed one pleat. This is the start of the next pleat. That line can be creased, and then we're going to go forward, skip a whole inch, and crease this to our next line, and we have 2 knife pleats. And inside we have an inch and an inch, and an inch and an inch. And the top part of the pleat is also 1 inch. So to make that 1 inch pleat, we need 3 inches, because inside we have an inch on both sides. Okay, let's continue to fold. So here's the start of our next pleat. So let's fold on the outer edge, lightly crease this. And then we're going to take that line, jump a whole inch, and we've got our 3rd knife pleat. So this is our next pleat. Let's go ahead to the outer edge of that pleat, lightly crease it, hold that line, skipping that whole inch, and our fourth knife pleat. So we can make as many pleats as we'd like to. And how are pleats made with real fabric? Well, they're sent to a professional pleater, and you send them a pleat template, and you have the fabric pleated. A knife pleat, or box pleats, a sunburst pleat, or a crystal pleat. Quite often, the best fabric to pleat is a synthetic fabric that when it gets heated up, it holds its pleat permanently. And so here we have a series of knife pleats. If this was to be stitched at the top and the bottom, and inset into a seam, pleated apart, it could give a very nice bustle effect. Also, if this was to be sewn into a yoke for the back or front of a skirt, it would also give a nice pleated effect. So let's see how we can go ahead and mark our pleats in the pattern. Well, this edge goes to this edge, so we need to draw a line of that direction. And this is our first pleat. And we can see this is the start, and it stops, and this is where it's going to. In here we have our second pleat, and we can draw a line of the fold. We can draw our notches as well. We need a notch here to here, not necessarily in the middle of it. From here to here, notch to notch, notch to notch. Here's our third, notches, fourth, our fifth, and so on and so forth. So we have 6 inches of pleats, but we need 3 inches per pleat, so we're going to need a full 18 inches of fabric. Use a 1/2 inch seam allowance on both sides, 1/2 inch at the waist, and 1/2 inch down there at the bottom. This is Annette Julie, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.